A very warm good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am Toastmaster Sangeeta, the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. And I welcome each and everyone to the 57th meeting of Win Toastmaster Club, the one and only women's club where women inspire each other, help each other to grow. So before we move ahead with this amazing session, there are few ground rules that I would request each and everyone to kindly follow. Number one, switch on your cameras and turn off your mics and unmute yourself only when asked to. Number two, refrain yourself from speaking about sex, religion, politics in a derogatory manner. Number three, avoid the usage of abbreviation. For example, instead of addressing someone as TMOD, use Toastmaster of the Day, or calling someone as TM Sangeeta, use Toastmaster Sangeeta. Since we all are connected through this virtual podium, there might be a possibility of technical glitch or you might get disconnected. Don't get panicked, you'll be reconnected within seconds. All our Win Toastmasters Club meetings have been recorded and been uploaded to YouTube. In case you missed it, you can have access to all our videos. So before I leave this podium, allow me to introduce someone who is the pillar of Win Toastmasters Club. She binds everyone in the group. She always inspires everyone with her words and have a great sense of dressing and styling and coloring her hair. So please give a big round of applause for Toastmaster, our president, Shruti.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta, for the wonderful introduction. And please give her a huge round of applause for introducing me so beautifully each and every time she is playing the role of the Sa. And recently I was having a conversation with Sangeeta and where she was like, I do not know whether I take up any role ahead moving forward in my journey or not, whether I do anything else or not, but I want to ensure that I do the role of Sa very, very well so that I can be proud of myself. And I'm extremely proud of you, Sangeeta. So please give her a huge round of applause and welcome each and everyone warmly for this meeting, to this meeting of Win Toastmasters Club. Right now, as you can see, I'm taking this call from a phone and I'm not at my home and I'm taking this call from outside. And probably that is what many of us do as women and many of us do as humans. But why is it expected from a woman to wear several hats and do everything flawlessly? And why is it expected that we expect this very feeling that I just spelled it out from our own selves? How many times do we feel if we do not cook something nicely, or if we do not take care of our children or our family members, or if we have missed a deadline for a payment and someone is bothered because of that? Or for example, if you missed calling someone out, calling someone through your phone, and you're like, oh my God, I've hurt them so bad. Why can't we forgive ourselves as much as we would forgive others? This is a question that I keep asking myself every now and then. That why is it that we are fit in a box? We are made to understand that everything that is expected of us should be done in a perfect set way. Today being the Mother's Day, people are celebrating Mother's Day, but are you mothering yourself enough? Are you being the mother that you are to your child or to your adult child that you did not sign up for, your maybe husband or boyfriend or partner whom you did not give birth to, but you are taking care of a man child? But are you mothering yourself enough? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you being kind? Are you asking yourself, Meghna, did you eat? Are you asking yourself, Shreya, did you have enough water today? Or calling yourself during your day, during your busy work day and asking, Anushwa, did you have enough breakfast in the morning? Are you feeling okay right now? I would challenge you for today and every day that do not celebrate Mother's Day just for your mothers or just for yourself. Be happy with your children celebrating Mother's Day for you, but also keep a daily check-in reminder on yourself also, because you are your own child and you are your own parent. After a certain age, we all need to take care of the inner child that we have wrapped inside our braziers and our thoughts and our hearts. And we have wrapped them and we say that, dare you not come out of this, okay? Dare you not. Let's unveil that part and let's bring our childhood back, because we all want to be that child again. Am I right? Am I right? Unmute yourself and say, I want to be that child again.
I really want to be the child again.
Wow, that's wonderful. So with this, I wish all of you and myself a happy Mother's Day, whether you are a plant parent or a pet parent or a human child parent or a man child parent or a parent to your parents or a parent to your own self. You all are mothering your kids, be it in any shape, size, or form. And you do not need to be a woman to be a mother, by the way. That is another thing that it's being gendered a lot, but you do not need to be a mother or a woman to be a mother. So that is another part. With this, let's move forward to the meeting. Do we have any guests today? We have Toastmaster Umesh, as I can see. We have, okay, we do not have any other guest. Toastmaster Umesh, welcome to Win Toastmasters Club. What brings you here and where are you from? Would love to know and understand.
Yeah, I'm from KTM. I've been a member of Toastmasters Club for about 2 months now. And why win? Because I'm a fast tracker. I'm trying to join as many meets, give speech or participate, interact in as many meets as possible. So as you'd be knowing that the carnival starts from KTM's meet right at 7 p.m. Friday, and then there's a series of meets line up. So whichever possibly I can attempt as per my schedule, I try to attempt. And so this is the, so to say, the final stop, because this is the last meet officially. So that's what brings me here. And today is a special day, as in most of the meets, this idea have been reiterated because we have to celebrate our mothers, and she is the first teacher in some sort. So that's it.
Thank you so much, Umesh, for sharing your thoughts with us. I'm sure you're going to have an enriching and a vibrational experience in all means and by all means. So this is a
You are on mute.
I'm sorry, I just received a call. This is a bunch of hyper excited people, and we all love to create some noise every Sunday, 6:30 p.m. because who cares what life is otherwise if not for Toastmasters? So we all are here and joining the bandwagon. With this, let's move forward now that we have no other guests. All right. With this, we are moving forward. I would like to also announce one thing, that our contest for the area has been done and dusted. There will be international speech contest for District 41 that will be happening somewhere in May. I think 21st May is the date. It will be announced in the groups. Do make sure that you be a part and you attend, whether you are a participant or not, it does not matter. And by now, people know who is going to be representing R, Q, K, or any division of District 41. Make sure that you attend, because it will be the battles of the best speakers of the lot. People have been preparing for this contest from like months and prepared the speeches for 300, 400, 500 times. So do make sure that you watch it and learn from there. This was one announcement that I wanted to make. The second announcement is, do make sure that you attempt your speeches, because by June, we need to complete our club goals and also need to file our awards for completion of the club goals and your own goals, of course. So make sure that you are delivering speeches, taking up roles. Come what may, any other thing that you would do will not matter in the long run, except your prepared speeches. So please make sure that you are getting value out of your Toastmasters membership. This is what I reiterate time and again. So attempt speeches. If you fumble, forget, it's all right, but attempt them. With this, let's move forward to the next part of the meeting, which is very, very exciting, because this person is going to come and be the anchor of the entire meeting and the chariot that our club meet is. And this person is someone whom I've known from, I think, from 2.5 years. That's important to build the context because I met them for the first time a week ago. And before that, we have just spoken over phones. And the conversation has been so heartwarming that we have shared moments of joy, moments of sorrow, moments of our own lows and highs. And that tells you that as humans, we crave for anything but connection. And that's what we are here for, someone whom I'm deeply connected to, and someone I'm sure she has been a part of the club for most of the meetings or some of the meetings, taking up roles and bringing in joy here. Please help me welcome someone whose name is Anushua in English, but pronounced as Anushua Chattopadhyay. So please welcome, eat one big Rasgulla and say Anushua Chattopadhyay, and welcome Anushua as the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Toastmaster Anushua.
Thank you so much. Please keep the round of applause going for the amazing and vibrant Shruti Srivastav, my self-declared mother, and a very obedient bacha of her. A very good evening to all my fellow Toastmasters and my dear future Toastmasters. Well, today's topic or theme I said is summer. But when I was a kid, I swore I never get this nostalgic while talking about the days of my youth like my parents did. I never lament a simpler time. I will never lament or refer to a period of my life as the good old days. Let me tell you, I'm nowhere near old. So I'm going to say this with much youngful or youthful exuberance as I can possibly say that kids today are missing out on a lot of stuffs because summers will never be as awesome as that was in the 90s. How many of you people agree that summer today is not same as that it was when we were young, or we were young, we all are young still, I'm not by age, we all, that summers are not what summers used to be. How many of you people think? Please, may I get a raise of hands? Toastmaster Meghna, Toastmaster Jayati, Deva, anyone else? Okay, I have my majority. Today, the summers are not that summers that used to be back when we were kids. Let me tell you something which is the most differentiating factor of today's and that summers, that the music was just on point at that time. Today, with all ding chak and people wrapping up half of the song with people going to market, people buying shoes, people making jalebi, people doing whatsoever, that we really miss on the tunes and the musics and the melody of the singers at that time. Let me tell you, my playlist is still filled with musics of 90s, especially that played during the summer. And just not the music was the point, but summers were much better back then. Today, let me tell you, we have the comfort of the AC. My AC is, we all sit in AC 24/7, whether we are at our workplace, whether we are at home, we round the clock, we are switching on our AC, we are getting a good nap. We are even 15-20 minutes, we are going out, we are famished and we are sweating, and we say it's so hot, please switch on the AC, we can't stay without it. But I remember there was a time when there was no AC. I remember my mother used to put, during the scorchy sunny days or in the afternoon when the heat used to be killing, my mother used to put wet bed sheets around the windows so that the heat could go down a bit. And let me tell you, at 2 o'clock, if the wet bed sheets, totally wet bed sheets were put, at 4 o'clock, the bed sheet used to be dry to every point. That was kind of heat, but just not the heat or the AC. The summer vacations. I remember in school we used to get three big vacations. There was summer vacation, there was Durga Puja vacation or Puja vacation, and there was winter vacation. Durga Puja vacation or the Puja vacation and winter vacation were very specific because puja was for what? I guess I don't have to tell. And winter was all about cakes and Christmas and New Year and zoo and what do you call that? Zoo and different places to visit with our things, with our parents or with our friends. But summers was something which was not planned. It was just days of lazing around, having amras. Today, the amrases are packed in refill packets. We don't get it. We are supposed to be very lucky if we still get it in glasses or in the steel glasses. We don't get to drink water from the matkas anymore. The mud matkas which used to keep the water cold. Today we have fridge. The moment we enter, not hearing anything, we'll go straight away to the fridge, one ice cold water, and we are done for the day. And then next moment we're entering into the AC room. But do you think that is actually the summer we crave for? Let me tell you, that's not the summer we crave for. Let's start that the things that all our summer shenigas possible, we weren't quite supervised as kids when we were young. I'm not saying that we were young, we were running in the wilds, we were running in streets like wild people, but we were. It wasn't because our parents were neglectful. It was a different time altogether. We enjoyed a kind of freedom that no longer exists. We spent hours playing outside, didn't come until the light came out. We didn't have packed Glucon-Ds because we could faint. We just didn't have this. Sun didn't bother. The tans didn't bother. I don't remember any time my mother dabbing sunscreen around me because it was very hot outside, or she told me that drink enough water and run outside. And no one worried when they couldn't find us, because we were probably having golas or the malai kulfis over our neighbor's place or in gully nukkad, turning our tongues completely dark with the kala khatta. We were rarely inside. I remember never usually we came inside. All the time we used to run around. And something which I feel or I crave the most is that time. Today's AC rooms or today's AC room, fridge waters, good TV shows, a very comfortable life doesn't change or doesn't replace the beautiful time I had back then. And I'd say with much emphasis that today's kids will never understand the beauty of it. Today they have fancy toys, fancy sunscreen, every kind of amenities which make their life much easier. But we enjoyed the not so easier lives. I remember waiting all throughout the year just so that I can enjoy swimming in that particular time of summers. The summer holiday meant swimming for me, even though my eyes burnt completely. Sometimes the water went inside my ears, but that time of swimming or that energy of swimming still is intact in me. And let me tell you, even today, though I swim at night, but I crave swimming in a bad heat. That was something absolutely different. And nonetheless, today people are staying in complexes. They have their friendship groups. People are coming to people are going to each other's house. They are having posh parties with pizza and everything. For us, summer vacations means cousins coming over to our house, they sharing our clothes, or we going to their places, having normal food, having bhujia and having very not so fancy items. And that was summer for me. And that summers of 90s was something which I feel is still alive on us. And even in these comfortable days, we look for it. Nonetheless, I guess that's life. We make memories because these memories stay in us, and they come to us when life is not so easy on us. So with that, let's move forward. Just like the 3 big holidays of our school days, Toastmaster session is divided into 3 major parts. First is the prepared speech section, where people prepare themselves for times and times with the help of their mentors and deliver their speeches. Second is the table topic section, or the Khatta Meter session, or the short and sweet session, or the impromptu session, where people are given topic on a point and they are tested on how quick and easy they can be at that point of time. And the last but not the least, the most vital session of any Toastmasters club, the evaluation section, where our roles and our speeches are evaluated as a whole. So sit tight, let us remember those days and enjoy the show. With that, I would like to take the session forward. Now, all in our childhood days, or in our childhood gangs, there was, whether we are playing hide and seek or wall touch or any of these games, there was someone who would be leading us and telling us, this is not right, this is wrong, this is not the perfect thing. Or there will be someone who will be taking all of us to steal the mangoes from the backyard. That one person, and that one person used to be called the leader of our gang. Now today we do have a leader, but I am sure that looking at her face, she has that mischief, and she has done that 100% in her time. So let me welcome our very general evaluator, who is going to be our leader, or who is going to set the tone of today's meeting. Our very own, our very cheerful, the person who carries the good haircut way better than I can. Help me welcome Toastmaster Meghna Basu.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Anushwa Chattopadhyay, for such a lovely introduction. And I absolutely did stole mangoes from actually my tree only, actually. So yeah, I totally get your point of view of summer, because I am also a 90s kid. So I could totally relate to that. And please give huge round of applause for Toastmaster of the Day for this lovely presentation of this lovely theme. So, as a general evaluator, my role is to evaluate each and every role players and speakers of the meeting from start to end. So, my job started way before my introduction. I will be evaluate from star to president, everyone. As you all may know that this is a humongous task, right? So for that, I will be needing help from my tag team role players. So I would request them to come on the podium and introduce themselves and explain their roles. For that, I would love to welcome the timer of the day, Toastmaster Shruti, to please come on the podium.
Toastmaster Meghna, there's a slight change. I am the timer. I, Anushwa, am the timer of the session.
Okay, so see, women are doing multitasking. They are multitasking. I am really proud of you, Toastmaster Anushwa. It shows the true nature of a mother. So, Toastmaster Anushwa, can you please explain the role of a timer?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, ma'am, General Evaluator, for calling me over the podium. As a timer, my task is to keep a tab on the duration of the speeches. For that, I'll be using 3 color cards. Please tell me if you can share, if you can view my screen.
Okay.
Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's white.
Okay. So I'll be sharing the green color card. I'll be sharing the green color card at the minimum time, the yellow color card at the mean time, and the red color card till the speech ends, or at the when we reach the maximum time till the speech ends. Okay. As per the 3 section, for prepared speeches, the duration is 5 to 7 minutes with a upper limit of 30 seconds on both upper and lower end. For table topics, it's 1 to 2 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds on just the above end or the upper end. And last but not the least, the evaluation section, where the time duration will be 2 to 3 minutes with the upper limit of 30 seconds on upper limit, with the upper limit and lower limit of 30 seconds. will be sharing my report when called upon by the general evaluator. Please note that you will qualify for the votings only when you are speaking within the time limits. So all the best to all the speakers, and I will share my report when called upon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anshua, for such lovely and crisp explanation of your role. Thank you. The next role player is our counter. So may I please have Toastmaster Jayati for that?
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters. I am transported back to my childhood days. I am so nostalgic. But as I introduced, I am your R counter for today. It is my responsibility to note down any overused words and filter words or sounds used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during the meeting. Basically, I will be noting down so, and which might act as filler words or crutch words. I will present my report as and when the general evaluator calls on me to do so. Thank you. Over to you, madam.
Thank you, ever smiling lady, for such a beautiful explanation of your role. Thank you. For next role player, may I please call Toastmaster Bidisha as the grammarian of the day.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So today I'm the grammarian for a session, and as a grammarian, my role is to note down correct and incorrect uses of grammar, and I would also note down the good and not so good uses of words and sentences in a meeting. And now I would like to introduce you all to the word of the day, and today's word of the day is sophistication. Its definition is the process of being culturally knowledge, highly complicated, or having intricate details. Some of the synonyms of sophistication is complexity, complication, elaborateness, etc. So now I will give some examples. Mr. Watson is a highly sophisticated army officer. Jose is going through sophistication as a result of an interview she didn't pass. Third example is, this place needs some sophistication, like famous art and tapestry. So that's all about my role. And whenever you all use the word of the day, please show a thumbs up so that I can note down. And I will submit my report at the end of the meeting to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Meghna. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Meghna.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Vidisha. May I request you one thing, that can you please write the word and its meaning and its example of usage in the chat box so that all the members can look at it and remember the word, what you have said, sophistication. Right?
Okay,
so
sure.
It will help everyone. Yeah, thank you. Now, last but not the least, the most favorite role player, listening master, Toastmaster Shreya.
Thank you so much and good evening, everyone. So today I am the listening master. So when the speaker used to speak, they use some special word or some kind of some memories that is used. So I am here to note down, and at the end I will give my report when the general evaluator when asked. And so the listener, please be careful and pay the attention of the words to the speaker and respond accordingly. Thank you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shreya. And with that note, the explanation of general evaluators and its tag team role players' role ended here. But I will come back again at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, ma'am, general evaluator. Please do inform me where the mangoes are hanging so that we can go and steal from there. Thank you. So let me tell you, when just the moment I said, or the moment I have put down these points, or when I really got your memories ringing, everybody just came in the same page. So when everybody is in the same page, why don't we bring out those times once again? Okay, so I'll call someone who has not nagged their head or raised their hands. Toastmaster Shreya, can you tell me something which you feel that today, I think you are also a 90s kids or something early in 2000. So what you feel today, the kids are missing and we really had the privilege of doing. Over to you.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that today days kids are missing uh, that the play when we used to go outside and we don't know each other, but we used to play outside and in such a way that we know each other in from the last year. So, so today kids all are busy in mobile and maximum are they are not get any exciting to go outside and play with the friends. So they used to stay at home. So I must say that they are missing this kind of thing because because I really played this my kid time and I used to play with my friends and such a madness over there to play with them all. And sometimes also we fall in down and sometimes we cut here and here. So you can see that I have cut over here. So this is also a mark of my childhood. So yes, this is my mark of that memories. So yeah, today kids are missing, I must say, and I'm very lucky and happy that I am in that stage that I've enjoyed a lot. So thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I do have to give the podium once to Toastmaster Jayati because she's smiling year to year, topics. Toastmaster Jayati, please share some.
I remember when I was very small, there was a field in front of our house, and all of us, all this house was surrounded by the field. All the kids used to come out at around 4:30, and then when the street lights used to come on, as you rightly said, rush back home, and usually it was we tried to extend the time, so we used to land up at someone else's place. There we were offered refreshments, like as you said, we call it poda. It was am ras and poda, and there were lime juices and water. There was nothing artificial about it, and I relished those moments. So those were the things which are coming back to me again and again and again. Thank you so much for calling me on, sharing it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Okay, I'll give chance to both of you in the next phase. Let us give some time to our speaker because she's getting very, very nervous. I can feel she's taking walks. So let us hear her speech, then I can come back to both of you. So let's move forward in the Toastmaster session. We'll do the discussion once again in the second part. So before I call upon the first speaker, let me call upon the evaluator of the first speaker. Now the evaluator of the first speaker, if I start telling something about her, I guess it will be night, it will be tomorrow, then it will be next day, then the whole week will go, but yet I will not finish her description or her feelings towards me. So I'll just formally describe her. She is the president of Salt Lake Toastmasters Club. She is a podium finisher for table topics contest. She is a social marketer for God knows how many brands. She is a silver jewelry lover, connoisseur, fellow silver jewelry lover and connoisseur. She is a sari queen, and above all, she is an amazing human and mentor. Let me help me welcome Toastmaster Shruti Srivastav in the virtual podium. Ma'am, please, the podium is all yours.
Hello. Yeah. So the speech objectives for the first speaker are to practice a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Timer, please note the timing of the speech will be 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti, for describing the speech. What do you call it? What do you call it?
Speech objectives.
Thank you so much. Speech objective so nicely. Our first speaker is a VP membership of Hindi Toastmasters Club of Delhi and Newtown Toastmasters Club. She joined Toastmasters last year, that is 2021, in the month of July. And let me tell you, we are expecting speeches when you complete this year and when your next level gets sent. People, just go, just reach out to her the moment she's having her level cleared. Okay. Nevertheless, let me help call upon Toastmaster Vandana, speech title, A Small Advice. A Small Advice, Toastmaster Vandana. This podium is yours.
Good evening. It was during the day. Mrs. Agarwal was taking a nap. Suddenly, her phone rang. She picked it up. There was a crying voice from the other side. Auntie, Auntie, we could see smoke coming from the bathroom. She could reply, she could respond. The girl continued, Auntie, in that bathroom, Pritika Di, she was taking bath. Without saying anything, Mrs. Agarwal, she just took her scarf, wrapped her up, took her car key and rushed towards the hospital. She could come out from her house and rushed, took out her car. On the way, she was thinking, she was overcrowded by her thoughts. What might have happened? Is it a short circuit or is it a geyser problem? I hope the Pritika is saved. She reached hostel. There she saw all the girls were outside the hostel with some laborer with them. She just went there. The girls, they all came near her, telling her, explaining her that the Pritika Di, she was taking bath and now she is not responding. We are so scared. We are not being able to open the door. Mrs. Agarwal, she went and took a bottle and broke the glass of that bathroom door and opened the gate. There, she stepped inside. There, she saw Pritika's body was lying on the floor. It was burning. The fire was still burning her body. She just stepped outside and took a bedsheet and gave it to a laborer and asked him to cover Pritika with that bedsheet. And immediately she called ambulance. Ambulance, it came and she was on the way to hospital. She saw that the Pritika was totally burned. They reached hospital and when the doctor saw, he declared her dead. Mrs. Agarwal, she was so scared. She was so upset. She went there. She was sitting and getting many phone calls, but she was not picking up any calls. She was sure that all the calls are from police station. But then after some time, all the police, they arrived in the hospital. They started investigating. They started questioning Mrs. Agarwal. Then it was night at that time. So next day, they all came to the hospital and investigated there. They found a letter in her cupboard. There she wrote to her boyfriend that if you don't marry me, I will commit a suicide. And they got a phone from her bathroom also. All the media persons, they came, they recorded everything and telecasted the next day. And Mrs. Agarwal, she was so terrified. She was so scared that after 3-4 days, again that media person came to her home and said, I want to visit your hostel. Mrs. Agarwal said, why? I won't allow you to visit my hostel. But then again, that person, he said, but if you won't allow me to visit your hostel, I will write bad things about your hostel. Mrs. Agarwal said, please don't do these things. She became scared. And then that person, he said, if you give me some money, then I will not write anything. Mrs. Agarwal just gave him some amount of money. After some days, Mrs. Agarwal said to her friend about all these things, that how she gave money to a reporter. That her friend said, why you are scared? Why did you give money to him? You are not doing anything bad. Are you doing anything wrong? Why are you afraid? Why are you scared? Mrs. Agarwal said, I don't know. I'm so scared. I don't want anyone to know that I have a girls' hostel. In my hostel, girls are staying. Why? You are helping the society. The girls staying at your hostel, they are very happy. Their parents, they are also they feel that the girls are safe and secured in your hostel. So you are not doing any crime. Why are you afraid? This a little advice of her made Mrs. Agarwal a strong and confident woman. She thought, yes, it's very true. You are telling me very true. Why I'm scared? Why I always been scared that whenever any police or any this type of person comes to my hostel, I became so scared. But after that, I became so strong that in Guwahati, in here, whenever anyone opens a girls' hostel or any hostel, they came to me and take the advice. And also, whenever they have any problems in their hostel, they take advice from me. So I think the small advice of my friend made me a strong and a confident lady. What you think, Toastmaster of the Day? Over to you.
Toastmaster Anushua.
I'm sorry, I was speaking on mute. Thank you so much. Toastmaster Amrita, I'm really sorry. I just saw your message. I didn't see it earlier. We'll complete your speech first, then we'll go to something else. Then we can go right away to your speech. I'm unable to hear you. I'm sorry. Toastmaster Amrita, are you going to say something?
If you could do the speech first, I would be grateful.
Okay, thank you so much. So we'll go with the speech of Toastmaster Amrita first, then we'll continue some time with our theme. So for that, I would like to call upon the evaluator of Toastmaster Amrita to explain her speech objective. Now her evaluator is a mother, a homemaker, an entrepreneur, and she believes that she has magic in herself. Let me tell you, we all believe that, not only you. So let me call upon the evaluator of the next speaker, Toastmaster Jayati. The podium is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the evening. Today, my speaker is speaking from level 1, project 3. The pathway she has chosen is persuasive communication. The purpose of this project is for the member to understand the types of persuasive speeches and deliver a persuasive speech at a club meeting. The time taken by the speaker will be 5 to 7 minutes. And I think the timer has already declared that. And thank you so much. And over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you so much. So the speaker ahead is an amazing lady, a very straightforward, not someone who beats around the bush. And I guess in today's time, we do need someone who is as straightforward as she is. So help me welcome the next speaker on the go, Toastmaster Amrita, Begamo ka Bhopal, Toastmaster Amrita.
Blue hai pani, 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 pani. I bring you to the city of lakes, centrally located, Bhopal, capital of Madhya Pradesh. My hometown, very close to my heart, and probably the reason why life keeps bringing me back here time and again. Driving through the lanes of old city, one can experience the soul that exists or has been existing as the time was turning its pages. The city came into being during the medieval times and was ruled by the Parmar dynasty ruler, Raja Bhoj. It got its name from their ruler, Raja Bhoj, who still stands amidst the wavelets of the upper lake. I hope you're able to see the screens. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, we are able to see this.
With this, in the early 18th century, there was a fierce Afghan warrior who was in the army of Aurangzeb. And after the death of Aurangzeb, he took advantage and set up a small kingdom in the state of Bhopal. His name was Nawab Dost Muhammad Khan. And that is how it continued for a while. Very small yet very powerful Kingdom Bhopal kept getting threats and wars from neighboring states, neighboring kingdoms, and it kept surviving, sailing through well. Till 1818, 1819, when Bhopal befriended the East India Company and signed the treaty to become a princely state. It was during these times when the existing ruling Nawab passed away, and his wife, Qutsia Begum, took over the throne. This was the advent of the golden era of the Begums in Bhopal. Great cultural and structural change in administration. For all of us who are in invisible shackles of social norms, commitments, responsibilities, etc., etc. Qutsia Begum was the first Begum, Nawab Begum of Bhopal, an 18-year-old illiterate girl who was aberrant to deny the Parda system. She declared that her 2-year-old daughter, Sikandar, would follow her as the ruler of Bhopal, and none of the male family dynasty members could question her decisions. Qutsia Begum strategically and carefully prepared Sikandar to rule Bhopal, probably realizing the foundations were being built for the golden age of Bhopal. Sikandar Begum's name was prophetic to her works after she took over the throne. She was trained in martial arts, fought battles, extremely educated, and well versed with culture and arts. She never observed Parda system. Sikandar was also an enlightened modernist and a reformer over administration, social and educational reforms that made Bhopal a haven for scholarship and culture and the center for building art and crafts. Her successor was yet again her daughter, a 6-year-old Begum Shah Jahan, who continued to educate people and work for women education. She beautified the city with extensive architecture, added glories, and the very famous Tajul Masjid, India's largest mosque till date, and Taj Mahal Palace were built in her times. The fourth woman ruler of the city was Sultan Jahan, who further advanced women education and liberation, which was initiated by her great grandmother. Modern municipal corporation was built during her times. Sultan Jahan combined the Muslim piety and reforms and became an international figure as the first president of All India Conference on Education, way back 18th century and 19th century. She was also the first chancellor of the Aligarh Muslim University. The most glorious phase of Bhopal's history was ruled by the women. It was heralded by the 4 generations of Muslim women from Pathan families who ruled the city for over 100 years. The peaceful rule of Begums has led to the rise of a unique mixed culture in the city. The Hindus were given important administrative positions in the state. This led to communal peace and cosmopolitan culture took its roots. Is that what we want everywhere today? Isn't it, Madam Toastmaster of the Day?
Thank you so much for the amazing speech, Toastmaster Amrita. Give her a huge round of applause. Okay, so as promised, I would let Toastmaster Meghna and Toastmaster Umesh share a few bits of their childhood memory of the summers. Okay, I'll go first with Toastmaster Meghna. Please go ahead.
See, there are many things about summer, right? Everyone will have some on the other memories. So I'm not going into far details, but I just remembered when you spoke about Ampanna and that Gola, and also Jaiti ma'am also spoke about all of these, right? Ampura Sharbot. So I remember one thing that when I used to go out to play in the evening in my childhood in summer, there was a person who sold packet Pepsi. That was like ice water in a packet. In that is the long packet. Okay, so you have to tear a small part of the packet and you just suck the water or ice water. Right. So I just wanted to have that very badly. But my mother used to say that it is made from drain water. যেটাকে বাংলায় বলে নর্দমার জল দিয়ে তৈরি করা হয়েছে। So yeah, my mother used to say that it is made by drain water, so please don't have it. But me being me, I'm so smart and intelligent, that I always like bought all those packaged Pepsi, hiding from my mother, and had all of them. And I have tasted all the flavors and everything, and I still I don't know what to say, eat or drink, I don't know, something like suck. Okay, I always do that, even today also. So that was very unique thing happened in my childhood.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meghna. I was told that those popsicles, as we say it in a very formal language today, during our time it was called Pepsi, and during pujas also people used to carry them and sell them in white thermocol boxes with ice under it, and we were told that these things were made up of gutter waters or water from the drains. And I was pretty scared, and till today I didn't had the chance of of tasting them. But now that you have given me enough confidence, I know pretty well that I'm going to taste it right now. I hope my mother is not hearing it. Okay, so Toastmaster Umesh, I'm giving you the opportunity to share a piece of your time.
So I relate to everything that has been said, as if we grew in the same neighborhood. The long hours of summer play or anything of that sort. But what I differ from that, my grandfather used to say that listen to Ghulam Ali. My father used to say you haven't heard R.D. Burman. I am the person who used to say you listen to A.I. Rahman. And now my younger brother is suggesting about Martin Garrix and Alan Walker. So each period has its zeitgeist, means sense of the time, and we have to be that part, be present. So nostalgia is something that I refrain from purposely, because it gives that we are not doing well at the moment, but it isn't so, because our sense of working is completely different from, say, Toastmaster Jayati's time, when she would be, say, in her prime in the mid 30s, that the work that culture she was part of. So that is one thing. Like, for example, I've also heard that we are having so less vacation kids are having these days, and we used to have 3 or 4 vacations in what you suggested a while back. So we have had the visit to relatives, or relatives used to visit us. So that has been part, but it has changed over time. They also have a sense of logic. Now I am learning about anime and Marvel universe, but I am that sort of person who has great fascination for American New Wave. For example, Martin Scorsese, or say Francis Ford Coppola, these kind of directors. But they also have a sense of logic, and it is their way of understanding. Well, they'll grow up, they'll be saying that to the next generation. So this is what the cycle is, that we are thinking that times has changed, time will change, and we have to just be a part of it. That's what my belief is.
Yes, you may say so. Your point is also correct. But as I will say, and I will say it with a lot of emphasis, that the time I'm speaking of, I'm not saying it was a very good time or it was the better time, but it was a very different time, because we enjoyed a time with very less amenities as compared to today's times. Today, enjoyment is a lot related to superficial items. Today I'm sitting here comfortably, not sweating because I have an AC on. I have today I come when I come running from the outside heat, I know I'll open the fridge and the cold water is ready for me. I won't be standing in front of the matka. So as you said, that every time or every moment or every what do you call it, generation has their own beauty and own own beauty and own good and bads. I feel my 90s summers had a different vibe altogether. So with that, I would like to move to the next session. Now, just like these small habits of ours, of eating gola, of playing around, fooling around, stealing mangoes, stealing guavas, doing something which was not allowed to us, these small moments or these fun moments is something which we still enjoy. The next session is also about some small moments of fun moments. This next session is the table topic session or the impromptu speech section. For this, I would like to call upon the table topic mistress of the day, Toastmaster Reva. This virtual podium is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anushwa, for the introduction and for taking us down the memory lane and for giving us multiple reasons to ponder upon and to think about and to talk about. So Finally, the most dreadful section of a Toastmasters meeting has arrived. Yes, the table topic section. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Reva, the table topic master for today's session. And as the table topic master, I have prepared few topics for this impromptu speech section. In this section, each speaker here gets to speak for 1 to 2 minutes with a grace period of 30 seconds, and the guests have the liberty to change their topics, which the Toastmasters don't. With this, I would request everyone to kindly nominate themselves through the chat box and also encourage the speakers to use the word of the day as many times as possible. And trust me, since today's theme is summer, I have prepared all the topics related to it, and I am damn sure everyone can speak at least for more than a minute on those topics. So please feel free and start nominating yourself. Okay, so the nominations have come up. I can see Toastmaster Vandana. Toastmaster Vandana, would you like to go first? Toastmaster Vandana, are you comfortable in going first?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, okay. So Toastmaster Vandana, my topic for you is, what is your favorite summer memory? What is your favorite summer memory, Toastmaster Vandana?
Yes. Thank you for the topic. Summer month. Once upon a time, we was some of our friends. We all went to a pond. There we all were just getting inside the pond. We were just swimming our legs, wetting our legs and all. And suddenly we were just playing with the stones. I threw a stone in the water, and that stone hit a boy on his forehead, and the blood started coming. Nobody saw who threw that stone, but I knew that I only threw it. Everybody was saying, asking who threw it, but on the way back home, I was just saying loudly, whoever had thrown that stone will die at night. And I knew that I was the one who threw it. And if I die at night, what will happen? But the next day, it didn't happen. And when we grew old, I cleared it to that boy. He saw me throwing the stone, and he also didn't say to anyone. That was my great memory. It was the month of July when we were having school holidays. At that time, whenever I sit, I always remember those days. It was the best days when we used to go here and there. We used to roam. We used to go to the ponds or garden, fruits garden. We used to play there. These are the memories which I like the most. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vandana, for coming up to the podium and for being the first person to speak here. Kudos to you. So any more nominations, or else I'll have to pick up. Okay, so I can see Toastmaster Shreya nominating herself. Toastmaster Shreya, can you kindly unmute yourself? Okay. So your topic for today's session is, what does your 3 favorite summer activities include? What does your 3 favorite summer activities include, Toastmaster Shreya?
Thank you so much for the amazing topic for me. That I was thinking that when Vandana ma'am is saying that, I was thinking that my days in three or four things that my favorite things in summer. So yes, I will say that firstly, I would say in summer, in the starting, there was a new section in school that we get to go there. So this was the first thing that it is our favorite, that we go to the school and meet to the many friends and play with them, and we have the new friends, and also new school bag, dress, shoes, and etc. etc. I can say. So there is so that was the first, and the second, that is when we get the summer vacation. So summer vacation is something that each and everyone have smile on their face when they heard about the summer vacation. And in that time, all the students are just like that. Yes, this is the freedom time. This is the time that we don't have to study. But yes, in our home, our parents try to knock that there is a lot of homework to do. So there was also a part of our life, but we don't care. Actually, we have the only focus to have the play. Okay, and the third one is in summer we have the rainfall, such an amazing and cooling thing that we have. The rainfall gives us such a peaceful thing that we used to just sit in the window and keep like this, watching that when the water is from the sky, the water is falling down, and the sound will come like tip tip tip, and the just like it feel like so wow and so satisfying. And at the night we used to sleep like a heaven. So yes, these are the three things for me in the summer, and I know that most of the people are the same favorite. So please also everyone share your memories. So over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shreya. For everyone's information, it's just been a couple of weeks since Toastmaster Shreya joined us as a member for Win Toastmasters Club. And the way she spoke, it did not seem like a new Toastmaster at all. Like usually you slutter a lot when you come to the table topic section, but here she sounded so confident, spoke more than a minute, and I'm just so proud of you. I'm just so happy to see you speaking on that topic. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Shreya. So moving ahead, do we have another nomination for the table topic section? Would any one of you like to nominate yourself, especially someone who has not taken up any role for today's meeting? Toastmaster Umesh, would you like to go? Yeah, I can see you raising your hand.
Sure.
So, okay. So Toastmaster Umesh, your topic for today's session is, if you could spend the summer anywhere in the world, where would you go? If you could spend a summer anywhere in the world, where would you go? Toastmaster Umesh.
So I'd go to my hometown because I'm from a farming background. My forefathers had land, and we still have farming practices, but it is on lease. It is given to small farmers and fragmented so that they can carry on with their farm practices. My father started out his own business, and so I go to a farm in summer because I have come. Initially, I did not used to understand that why a farmer is so important to our economy. But what I've come to realize, that if one could be a farmer and there is a support system to that, then it is one of the best job. You feed yourself first, so you are self-sustaining. Secondly, you also sell the surplus so that others can feed on it. And thirdly, if there is an extra surplus, then it could be exported. So you are not only surviving yourself, but also to all others. So in a way, you are being a kind of socially conscious person, which other traits or practices will not be able to give you that sense of satisfaction. So what has happened, say a software engineer or a social marketer, a different occupation are so specialized that you are part of the chain. You are not experiencing the whole, which is what the chaos is about. That what has happened, that why an artist celebrates his work or rejoices, because he can see the larger picture. An actor gets to perform an entire play, so he has that sense of satisfaction. Whereas when we are in a white collar job, we are very specific to our function. For example, if we have to build a software, I could be in the testing part or I could be in the delivery part, but I'm not sensing the effect of the software as a whole. So that brings me to the conclusion that we must go back to our roots because we have grown, we have become conscientious, we are in some ways intellectual because we are not spending our 2 hours somewhere else and practicing and honing our communication skill. So we should also start to analyze things which we have not and long forgotten. Thank you, and over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Umesh, for that very unique take on the topic. Because usually, when someone asks you a topic like this, you would always name some fancy places. You'd go there, like you'd go into the water and stuff related to ponds and swimming pool. But your take was very unique, and I absolutely enjoyed hearing you. So, do we have another member coming to the podium? Toastmaster Meghna, would you like to go as the speaker for the table topic session?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Toastmaster Meghna, your topic for today's session is, do you ever miss going to school during the summers? Do you ever miss going to school during the summer? Thank you. Toastmaster Meghna.
I am that last bencher who cannot miss one day in school. Can you just believe? I am that kind of person. I used to go to my school and hang with my friends, where other kids are crying that I don't want to go to school, my stomach is paining or something like that. Me, even it's a rainy day, like it's a flooded Kolkata or something like that. Also, then I want to go to school because I wanted to have fun with my fellow friends in the backbench, right? And if I speak about summer specifically, I remember when I came, when after the end of the school, when I used to come back with my mother from the school, my mother used to bought me nariyal pani, I mean tender coconut water. Okay, and I used to have that, and the most beautiful part of that is I always bought the Malai wala. I don't know how to say this in English. I have no idea. So that nariyal, which had the nariyal in it, okay, coconut in it. So I used to have that coconut with the water as well. So it was like win-win situation. You buy the water and you get the free coconut, right? It was amazing. And also I used to go to school in morning section, so it was a lot fun because in morning, especially in summer, Kolkata has a beautiful scenery. People are cycling with the newspapers and milk, and also all the stores are opening just right now, and all the crows are chippering and everything, and it was an amazing morning in my school. So I would never miss my school for anything, not for summer, actually, not for anything. I love my school. So yeah, that's my take.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Meghna, for speaking so beautiful on a topic like that. School life is usually everyone's favorite part of life, right? And just the way you described about tender coconut juice, I could just relate the same with Glucon D, because my mother is like, bring Glucon D, that is irreplaceable. But thank you so much for coming up to the podium and speaking here. So is there anyone who would like to nominate yourself? And that, I promise, would be the last topic for today's session. And with this, I would wrap the table topic session. So anyone from the audience would like to nominate themselves? Toastmaster Jayati, would you like to go? Just one topic, one last topic.
Okay.
Okay, Toastmaster Jayati, your topic is, what part of summer do you look forward to the most every year? What part of summer do you look forward to the most every year? Thank you, Toastmaster Jayati.
Thank you, Toastmaster Reva. What part of summer I look forward to every year? Nowadays, at this age and this day, I don't look forward to summers at all. In the scorching heat and the terrible sun, I have to go work. absolutely a no for me. It doesn't work for me at all. I feel that, and the place I stay in, if it is 40 in Kolkata, in Bakuda, it is 45 or 46. It's like that. So basically, at this age, I don't enjoy summers, but I had a gala time when I was younger. When I was in the fifth or the sixth standard, I remember I used to stay back after school for hockey practice in that heat. I can't imagine myself doing anything like that right now, because that was the time I, along with my friends, enjoyed ourselves so much that we forgot that it was summer. It was so good. And these summer camps, which we had in school, I made it a point to attend, because in these summer camps, I had the most fun. Even from school, attending school, I had the most part of the fun in those days, because in the summer camps, our teachers were not teachers, they were like our friends. And we used to play around, do a lot of craft, learn so many things, and go back home. And then we used to wait for the next day. This is what I loved about. Nowadays, I prefer just let me be wherever I am. I'll work, I'll come back home, have my cup of tea, and just let me be. Don't tell me to go out anywhere else in the sun, because that's going to be really, really hectic for me. And since I suffer from a lot of sun related problems like sinuses, I try not to expose myself so much. So that is my take on my summers and my childhood summers. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jyoti, for being so unfiltered and for speaking out from your heart. It was lovely to hear you. With this, I would like to thank everyone for coming here to the podium and for speaking their hearts out. And with this, I would like to hand over the podium to our very energetic Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Anushua. The podium is all yours.
Thank you so much, our very vibrant table topic mistress, Toastmaster Riva. A huge round of applause. You really conducted the session and you inlined your topics with my theme or the theme of the session. Thank you so much. Now, one small query I have from all of you. Am I supposed to tell the timings right now as per the schedule?
Actually, Toastmaster Anushua, in other clubs meetings, we have it in the general evaluation section after the evaluator have given the evaluation and everything. But I don't know about the Win Toastmasters club.
Okay. So as per the schedule I received, I'm supposed to share the timers report for the prepared speeches. I guess
You can share the timers report,
okay,
so that we can have unbiased voting. You can share it.
Okay. So the timers report for now is Toastmaster Vandana in her prepared speech spoke for 5 minutes 36 seconds. Toastmaster Amrita spoke for 6 minutes 38 seconds. And I should share for the table topics as well.
Yeah, you
Yes,
share it
please.
at once.
Yes.
It will be
Please
better.
share.
Toastmaster Vandana and the table topics, she spoke for 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Toastmaster Shreya spoke for 2 minutes 23 seconds. Toastmaster Umesh spoke for 2 minutes 28 seconds. Toastmaster Meghna spoke for 2 minutes 21 seconds. And Toastmaster Joyati spoke for 2 minutes 11 seconds. That's all. As our timers had, I put it down. Now coming back to the Toastmasters hat. So thank you so much for the amazing session back to back, both the prepared and the table topic session, especially the table topic, because Toastmaster Reva had just lined her speech titles with my theme and it really went well. It was like Sone Pe Suhaga. Now, one thing I feel we had made a tradition in our summer holidays, that was visiting our maternal grandmothers or grandfather's place. That is, in Bengali, we used to call Mamar Badi, and in Hindi, Nani Ghar. Now, there was a problem with me. Everybody, whenever I asked anyone where are you going this summers, or usually the answer would come Nani ke ghar, Mamar Badi, grandmother's place, and I would be dead confused. You know why? Guess what? Because I have my nani ka ghar four houses next to my own ghar, or four houses next to my own house, and it was almost every alternate day that I'm going to meet my nani. So I thought, do they get some extra pampering? One day I went very annoyed to my mother and said, Mummy, everybody is going to their nani ka ghar. Why am I going there every alternate day? Why not just in summers? And there she stood in front of me, totally confused with no answers. Because somewhere I felt that because this, now when I have grown up a bit, I understood that I meant to say that do they get pampered more because they get to see their nana and nani or grandparents, own maternal grandparents, only during the summers, or do I get pampered more because I get to see them every alternate days? Now still the question is unknown to me. I feel I did get pampered, and nanika, even people who visited them in the summer season, or people like me who visit them every alternate days, both of us used to get pampered equally, especially the amras is done every day, the ampoda sharbat or the burnt mango sharbats which we used to get, the stealing of guavas and mangoes, or the most vital thing, the achar or the mango pickles, especially the one dipped in oil, that had a really great essence in the summers. So this is something, my take or my intention for today's session was to take you people down the memory line, and I think I have been a bit successful. Now let us see whether it's I'm successful or I'm not, and how much I've done justice, but that cannot be done without anyone's help. So let me call upon my leader for this session, and please help me welcome the general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Vandana.
Firstly, please give a huge round of applause for such a lovely role for Toastmaster Anushua. It was amazing, and yes, you succeeded. Now, without further ado, let's move on with our prepared speech evaluation. For that, I would love to call Toastmaster Shruti to evaluate our first speaker, Toastmaster Vandana.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vekna. Since I'm outside, I'll be off camera.
Okay.
A very good evening to each and everyone. A special mention to the speaker in particular. Your speech was a brilliant story where I was hooked right from the start when you started talking and when you grabbed the stole, when you were talking on the phone, and when you were talking about any emotion. It evoked right set of emotions and right set of feelings for me while you were delivering your speech. I would go with the first commendation that I have for you is the body language that you were portraying while you were delivering your speech. For instance, when you said, I was talking over the phone. For instance, when you said that you were that you were when you smashed the stole and when you wrapped your neck in that, or when you were taking away the bottle and throwing it, that was all the body language that I could see that was very much apt for the speech. The second commendation that I have for you is that your story had an element of lot of surprise in it when you mentioned that Kritika was dead, when you mentioned they found a suicide note, or when they mentioned that it was about, or what did you learn from that entire story. However, like any other speech or any other story, there is a lot of room wherein you can add more emotions and add more conversation to it. I have few recommendations for you so that you can rock the stage while narrating the story next time. What I saw in your speech was that there was a lot of movement, a lot of leg movement on the stage that made my focus a bit tattered because I could not see your expressions well because you were moving so much on the stage. That was one recommendation. Please put a smaller stool or small props to surround your feet so that you do not move as much as you were moving on the screen. This is one recommendation that you can use. The second recommendation that I have for you is you can use better words in your content. Like when you were talking about you were so scared, you could have said you were frightened. When you mentioned that you were terrified, you could have you used the word so quite a bit that kind of reduced the intensity of the expression. So I would suggest that you use better or synonyms of the same expression, even if you want to evoke the same emotion when you're talking. The third thing is, I could not get the essence of the speech when you were talking about the advice that you learned from your friend's story, and that made them or you a better speaker or a learner or anything, or a human for that matter. So I think the idea or the essence of your speech would have come out a little well. It would have helped me to grab a takeaway, and I would have remembered it very, very well. Overall, your speech was illustrative, it was emotional, it was an evocative speech which made my heart pounce to my mouth because I was hooked right from the start until the end. Until the end, I knew that what is next, and especially the color of your stone. So with this, I think you can do better with all the recommendations that I've shared and improving on the commendations that I have mentioned here. Over to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shruti. And yes, I totally agree with all of your recommendations and commendations. And I really want to appreciate you that you used the RCR method. I absolutely loved it. And I have no recommendation for you because I agreed with you a lot. I mean, totally. Now, coming to our speaker, Toastmaster Vandana, I loved your speech. You used props, good body gesture. You created a mystery conversation. You including a conversation, you role played. I love that part, and you used a huge amount of voice modulation. Only one thing, I think you can inculcate more eye contact. I could see that you were looking down or looking here and there and not in the camera. Also in your table topics also, but I will come to that again later. But for that matter, in your speech, you could look at the camera so that audience feels more connected with you. Nothing other than that. I loved your speech. All the best for your future speeches. Now, let's move on with our second speech. For that, may I please call Toastmaster Jaiti to evaluate our second speaker.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Begamo ka Bhopal. My dear speaker, when you started off with that title, I was immediately onto it because today is Mother's Day and you spoke on the woman and her magic. There were three shining moments in your speech. The first one is the description of the city you love was very palpable and it was coming through. I could picture it in my mind, and you were so passionate about the city that I could see the expressions on your face. Wonderfully done. The PPT you shared about Raja Bhoj, after whom the city is named, then Nawab Muhammad Khan and his 18-year-old Begum, you shared her story and her modernity. It gives us a glimpse of the woman she was and the kind of sophisticated life she led. And the third shining moment is your pacing of words was 85 to 125 words per minute. I think it was perfect for me to not only to listen, but understand what you were saying. Now, Toastmaster Amrita, I'm sure that you would want to take your speech to a higher notch. So for that, I have three recommendations. The first one is you were standing in a place where the light was against you. I could not see your facial expressions. It was dark. So can you please make it a point to focus the light onto your face so that I can see your facial expressions and also your camera angle because the hand gestures were disappearing in that. That's the first one. And the second one, what I felt, Toastmaster Amrita, it was more of a history class because your speech had to be a persuasive one. Your project was to deliver a persuasive speech intended to persuade the audience. So maybe you could have inculcated or brought in some character which would explain or give us a persuasive speech, or you could give us a persuasive speech on those lines. The third one is your last line was somewhat of a persuasion when you questioned the very power of a woman. If you could talk more on those lines in comparison with the woman of today, I think your speech would get to a higher mark and would hit bullseye. So Toastmaster Amrita, with your strong points of vivid description of the city, with your vivid description of the rulers of the city, and the description of a wonderful you had wonderful word pacing. If you could include my suggestions of proper camera angle, less talk on history and more on a persuasive angle, if you could entwine the Begums of yesteryear to the women of today, I think your speech will hit a definite higher notch. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Very nice evaluation, and you won't believe that I have actually written all those points that you just said. I don't know why. I think we are connected in soul level. So let's move on with our speaker, Toastmaster Amrita. Yes, firstly, I really want to appraise that you thought of putting this topic. This topic is very unique and rare. I loved it. And also the thought that you showed the lake behind you. Also, like you presented in a presentation, that was amazing. All of those are amazing. I loved it. Now I have some recommendations as well. Just like Toastmaster Jaiti said, it is a night time, right? And in night time, we cannot see everything very clearly. So we actually could not see the lake very clearly. And as well as you were standing right down at the lamppost, or I don't know, like street lights. So we could, especially me, I could just see your one side, not the other side. Also, and you were standing very near to the camera. So when you are hand gesturing, just I can see this much that you are doing something, but I cannot actually understand what exactly you are doing. Also, your presentation looks like an album, like beautiful pictures. That's very nice. But you could add some information in your presentation as well for some, years, important years, or important facts, historic facts, or something, so that your presentation could look more enriched in overall way. So I loved your speech, and there was some few recommendations, and I am sure that you will grow and shine just like a Begum in future. Thank you. So now, may I please call my ancillary role players to guide me in this meeting? For that, may I please ask Toastmaster Anushua to share the evaluator's time slots.
Thank you so much, ma'am, General Evaluator, for calling me over the podium. We had two evaluators today. One was Toastmaster Shruti and second was Toastmaster Jayati. Toastmaster Shruti's time is 3 minutes 16 seconds and Toastmaster Jayati's time is 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Both the evaluation speakers qualify. Congratulations, you qualify for the board. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anushua. Now, let us move on with the grammarian. Toastmaster Bidisha, can you please help us with all the grammatical errors that we have made, especially me?
Okay, actually, this is the first time I'm a grammarian. So here's my report. Some of the good words and sentences that I liked are words like nostalgia, win-win situations, taking down to memory lane, speaking their heart out, and also lastly, connecting in soul levels. These are some of the sentences that I really liked. And some of the words, not so good words, are like gully nukkar. Instead of that, you can use street corner or like corner. And saying, and the second is saying loudly. Instead of saying saying loudly, you can use words like shouting or shouting loudly or shouting. So then that's all. And so the word of the day was sophistication, and it was used once by the Toastmaster Jayati and also once by me while explaining the role. And I think none of them used the word because I didn't saw any thumbs up. So that's all about my today's report. Over to you, Toastmaster Meghna.
So thank you very much, Toastmaster Vidisha. I can't believe that this is your first time because you did it so perfectly that you inspired me to do anything so perfectly and so dedicatedly. I absolutely admire you. Now,
Thank
let
you.
me tell you something. When you are sharing the good usages of grammar, you can mention the user's name. For example, I told Toastmaster Jayati that we are connecting in on soul level, like, so you can say the name that who said. Toastmaster Meghna said this, right?
Okay.
Also, when you are saying that who are the people who use the word of the day, you can keep your role explanation part out of that. After that, whoever used it, you can include that. Overall, I absolutely loved your role and absolutely admire your role.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, with that note, can I please ask Toastmaster Jayati, the accounter, to evaluate everyone, including me, because I know I cannot run away from you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. My evaluation of the crutches and the filler words are as follows. Toastmaster Anushya are 4 times, twice, times, so 5 times. Toastmaster Vidisha, 3 times, so multiple times. Toastmaster Shreya, 2 times, multiple times, and 5 times, so 4 times. Toastmaster Meghna, twice. Toastmaster Vandana, twice and multiple times, so multiple times. Toastmaster Shruti, 4 times. And myself, I used and 4 times. That's all from my side. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much for your crisp report. And I admire that you included yourself and you took a count of how many times you said and while speaking the and. Like, it's so commendable. I am absolutely amazed by you. Thank you very much. Now, let us move on with our listening master, Toastmaster Shreya.
So, so I am going to ask a question, and if you know very confidently, so please respond. And so, yeah, I'm starting. So, who said that playing with stone with friends? Playing with stone with friends. Who said this?
Toastmaster Vandana.
Yes. So the next, he wants to go home. For this line, he wants to go hometown.
Toastmaster Amrita.
Umesh.
Umesh, yes.
Umesh. Yes, Umesh.
I think I am not qualifying for this.
It's okay, it's okay. So next, I used to go to school and hang with friends.
Very confusing.
Toastmaster Meghna.
Yes. And she is also a coconut lover. So yes, the both are, it's Meghna. Summer was something not planned. Summer was something not planned.
Toastmaster
I think
Anushka?
Anushka.
Yes. She explained the history of Raja Bhoj, Nawab Dost Muhammad Khan, and the Begum. Who is she?
Toastmaster
She
Amrita.
explained yes.
Amrita.
And 40 degree in Kolkata and in Bankura 45 degree.
Toastmaster JIT.
Yes. In the bathroom, the geyser have problem. In the bathroom, the
Vandana.
geyser
Toastmaster Vandana.
yes. Yes. And the last, rainfall in summer day. Rainfall in summer day.
Toastmaster Shreya.
Yes. So thank you so much. So this is my report. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shreya. And whenever I participate in all of these games, I just feel like that section from Coffee with Karan that called rapid fire. I absolutely love it. I absolutely feel very competitive that I have to answer and I have to answer faster. I absolutely love all of these. Now let's move on and let me evaluate the session overall. Firstly, I would start with Sa, Toastmaster, Sangeeta, so Sergeant in Arms. The meeting started 8 minutes late, and some of the members or role players were still not in the room. But the Sergeant in Arms, Toastmaster Sangeeta, started with great energy and sweet smile. I love that part. But she could include little more content in her introduction speech. Maybe a little bit about the theme indirectly or something or the other. But overall, I absolutely loved it. Next, let's move on with our president, Toastmaster Shruti, the person I love the most. Now, she started with reciprocating the compliments back to the Sergeant in Arms, which is very sweet. She started with a good thought that made all of us think about feminism, which was actually relatable because of today's occasion of Mother's Day. And she suddenly took specific members' names. For example, Toastmaster Meghna, Toastmaster Jayati, like that. And that actually helped us to be glued to her speech or her introduction. That was amazing. Also, she interacted with the guests. That was lovely. And she announced all the notices and upcoming plans for the session. That was commendable. Only one recommendation. I don't know what happened to the minutes of the previous meeting. So if you can include that as well, whether it was passed or not, whether it was shared or not, it would be helpful for everyone. Now, also, there was one fun fact that I loved about Toastmaster Shruti, that he included Toastmaster Anushka's name, correct name pronunciation. That was amazing, very sweet. Now let's move on with our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Anushka Chattopadhyay. Firstly, what a lovely choice of theme. I absolutely admire the choice of theme because it was a vast thing. You can talk about many more things in summer, right? You have a large content, right? And also it was relatable for all of us because we all live in a tropical country and summer is a big part of our life. So we could talk about it, we could relate to it. It was amazing, right? And there are some recommendations. Number one, in the introduction part, I felt that it was a bit more lengthy, where you can include interaction and introduction or explanation of the theme in a balance that it could help all of us to be more attentive. Also, one thing, please avoid saying the speaker is nervous right before their turn of speaking, right? It will make the situation far worse. So you can avoid that also. Also, yeah, that's it. I have nothing else. You are perfect. I absolutely loved it. Please call me the first time, first next from next time, because I want to share a lot of things like mango stealing and everything. Yeah, absolutely. So, then again, I have Toastmaster Reva as the table topic master. Firstly, Toastmaster Reva, you are amazing because you prepared at the last moment. I know you had to prepare at the last moment. It was amazing. I think she is not here right now, but she was amazing. She prepared all the topics aligned with the theme of today's meeting. That was amazing, and all the topics were very relatable and easy to speak on. Absolutely loved it. And further, I will talk to her personally. Now, let me move on with the table topic speaker. For that, first speaker was Toastmaster Vandana. What is your favorite summer memory? So, you started just after she spoke, she said the topic name. You could wait 4 to 5 seconds and organize your speech in introduction, body, and conclusion before delivering it. And I loved how you shared your personal experience and good hand gestures. I loved it. Please, and also please inculcate more eye contact with the audience. Overall, I loved your speech. Absolutely amazing. Second speaker, Toastmaster Shreya. What does your three what I don't know. I think I missed the topic part, but it was something like three of your favorite things to do in summer, something like that. So you started by thanking for a nice topic, right? It shows that you are buying time. So if you can also wait for 4 to 5 minutes and organize your thoughts, then I think you don't have to buy time and you can start with a great flow. That was amazing. And also, your speech was very to the point. For example, she asked for 3 points, you gave her 3 points, like in very organized way, and you were very precise. Like you explained how water drops. Very like your hand gesture was very good. You were very detailed. So I absolutely loved your speech. Number three, I think third speaker was our guest Toastmaster Umesh from Kolkata Toastmasters Club. The topic was, if you could spend the summer anywhere in the world, where would you go? I could totally relate to you. Trust me, if I was asked to ask that this question, I would only say that I will go back to my maternal grandparents' house, right? So I can totally connect with you. You directly started, where do you want to go? Just direct answer to the point. Where do you want to go and why is and why do you want to go? It was amazing. You were very organized. You had like introduction, body, and conclusion. That was amazing. And you absolutely inculcated points like 1, 2, 3. That was commendable. Awesome. But one recommendation I have for you, please look out for the timer's card, right? I can see that the card is red and then you are starting your conclusion. You could start your conclusion in yellow card itself, right? It would be very organized in that way. Overall, I think you should also work on your voice modulation. But I loved your speech because it was very organized, precise, and to the point. I absolutely loved it. Next was me. I need a lot of things to improve, especially with my organization skills, my timings, and everything. So I am not going to me. Let's move on with our next speaker, Toastmaster Jaiti Datta. I loved your speech. Loved. Like, please give me some opportunity to recommend you something. How can a person be so flawless? Are you Deepika Padukone or somewhat? I have no idea. How can a person be so flawless? I love that, you know, you inculcated your personal experience and it was flawless. Like you were, I don't like summer. I don't need any part of it. I could relate to it. I am also that person right now. I used to enjoy summer back then, but not right now. I feel very, very bad about summer. So I can totally feel you. It was relatable and flawless. I have no recommendations for you. I absolutely admire you, Speech. Now, am I? Is anyone left? I have no idea. All done, right? Okay.
Yes,
If
all
anyone
done.
is left, please let me know. Okay. I would love to talk about things. I am that talkative person. So yeah, I absolutely loved today's session. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be a part of a woman-centric club in Mother's Day. I absolutely loved it, and I am looking forward to join this club again and again through various roles. Thank you. Back to you, our very talented Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much. Please continue giving the huge round of applause. Toastmaster Meghna, you seem to be the, the very, very, what do you say, the version.
Chota packet, bada dhamaka.
You said what I was going to say. I was trying to convert it in English. Actually, you are that kid who will be making the biggest blunder around the society, but won't get caught any day.
Silent assassin, you
Let
can
me
say.
tell you one thing. It actually happened. It actually happened.
It did?
Thousands of times.
Okay, we'll come to that when the recording is not on. No one knows. Someone may be related to someone. The world is very small. So thank you so much, everyone, for the heartfelt participation. And at the end, I would like to say, with the conclusion and with the discussion of all of you, that I say with a lot of conviction that my time, my summer, my 90s are the best. But as Toastmaster Umesh said, and I really agree to you, that every time has their own beauty and has their own class. Maybe when today's kids are going to come to my age, I'm not very old, please don't call me very old. When they are going to come to my age, or when they are going to grow old, they will say, our time was so good. We used to sleep on AC for longer hours, watch anime, had big birthday parties with huge cakes, and maybe their succeeders are going to have a quite different childhood. But these are the memories, or these are the days which we look back to, when our face turns into the person face turns into the image of that is present in our Aadhaar card. When our face, our regular face, becomes the face which is there in the Aadhaar card, that times, these days, or these memories are something which we reminisce a lot. So reminisce that time, reminisce that period, enjoy that days of memories, because as Toastmaster Jetty says, nowadays summer means it's too hot, it's running away from the heat, not at all enjoying the time. Do you have any plans today? I'm very busy. I'm very, very busy. What are you doing? I'm lying in AC. What are you doing? I'm avoiding sun. Today, if I'm told to go around, go to watch a movie at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'll say, my dear, I'm really not interested. I better have my lunch and go off to sleep. So thank you so much. And I would like to give this podium back to Toastmaster Shruti, our presiding officer for the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anshua. And with this, we have come. नहीं यहाँ से नहीं, ये आगे से यहाँ से नहीं. I'm sorry, I am in a cab right now, and I need to guide the driver. And Havda ki sadkein, they are like one massacre for a person who is not from Calcutta, let alone Havda.
Yes, totally relatable.
So, I mean, I have, you do not have my undivided attention. So with it, I would request the star to please load the voting link, and let's do the voting. I would request Jayati to take over from here. Jayati, would you be able to? Yeah, Jayati, if you're saying something, you're on mute. Yeah.
I'm trying. Okay.
Toastmaster Jayati, I guess it's the old link.
Okay. Oh, then I don't have it.
Okay, you can make it. Till then, we can chit chat with our very fantastic Toastmaster of the day, right?
Yeah.
If till then, you can work on it.
Okay, Meghna, tell me someone who fallen, who had fallen on your trap because you were the, what did you say, Toastmaster Umesh? What was the term?
I did not hear her.
What's
Hear
this?
him.
Oh,
Sorry?
silent assassin. Silent assassin, you can call it.
Silent assassiner.
Silent assassin. Assassin.
Silent assassin. How many people has fallen on trap or in trap?
Actually, there are many, like thousands and lakhs of.
Toastmaster. Continue.
There are thousands of incidents, right? But currently, I can remember only one thing, but that is not related to any summer kind of theme. Like it is just random. So what I did was, I had a computer in my home as well, right? So I somehow I somehow discovered that how to put password in computers, right? I was very excited that I can give passwords to my personal computers and everything. So I wanted to show it to all my friends. So in my school, in the computer class, I gave password to every computer in my school. And after the class ended, no one in our school could open any of the computer at that time. And at that time, the computers were big enough, like actual, like how to say this, big computer screens we had. Big computer screens we had. So yeah.
Not yet, Toastmaster Jayati.
Jayati, I think it's the old link again because some Toastmaster Kanchan's name is there. So yeah, what I was saying, so somehow I got caught. Okay, after that, because as like when I put the passwords on all the computers, I also changed the user's name as Meghna Basu, Meghna's World, like that. Okay, so obviously everyone caught me. I was smart enough to discover how to put passwords, but I was stupid enough to keep my name as in the crime scene. So that's the thing. So that's why then they called my father and they complained a lot. My father was really upset. He scolded me a lot, and all of like, if you can say that the whole school was trapped in my trap. That this is one of the memories, and I have a lot. See, I am that typical last bencher who irritated everyone in the school. So I have thousands of stories, but I shared just one. So let's move on with Toastmaster Jayati.
I'm not able to launch the polls. I don't know what's happening.
You should skip it if possible.
Let's leave it, Jayati,
all of us
Toastmaster
are
Jayati.
winners.
Let's leave it.
All of us are winners.
Today, all of us are winners. Yes.
Because today is Mother's Day
just a
and every one of us are multitask.
Okay. Anyone else?
What? I want to say something, but I want to say off record because I want not
Okay,
it to be recorded.
I'll stop the recording.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, yes.